Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a story that honestly sounds like pure science fiction, but I promise you, it is entirely real. We're talking about America's Lost City. We're going to unpack the dark, captivating mystery of how just a single event completely erased a thriving community right off the map. It's a fascinating piece of history, and we're about to dig into exactly how this whole thing happened. I want you to imagine something for a second. Imagine going to sleep in your hometown. You know, the place you know like the back of your hand, the streets you walk every single day, and then waking up to find it completely abandoned. No people walking the sidewalks, no schools filled with the sounds of kids, absolutely no future. It sounds exactly like the plot of a disaster movie, right? But for the residents of one particular American town, this actually became a chilling reality that they had to face head-on. Okay, let's dive into this. Centralia, Pennsylvania. It used to be the absolute quintessential American dream. It was this quiet, peaceful mining town right in the heart of the state. You had families living happily, kids playing in the streets without a care in the world, and this booming coal mining industry that kept the whole town economically alive and vibrant. But today, well, it's a bleak, empty shell. It is a genuine ghost town with no people, no schools, zero future. I mean, nobody in that happy community ever imagined that one small, seemingly insignificant mistake would literally change everything forever, turning their lively home into a devastated wasteland. So the nightmare actually traces back to 1962. Workers were just doing routine maintenance, burning some trash in a local landfill. It was a completely standard practice at the time. But the fire didn't stay contained. It crept down and ignited this vast, oxygen-rich network of underground coal mines running directly beneath the town. At first, everyone just assumed, hey, it's a small trash fire, it'll be easy to put out. But they were terribly, terribly wrong. Because of that massive, highly combustible underground network, the fire literally couldn't be stopped. Year after year, it just spread silently through the coal veins, growing steadily and completely out of sight. Now, what's really interesting to look at here is how this invisible, underground problem eventually transformed into an undeniable, surface-level nightmare. The town itself literally began to feel the heat. Cracks violently started appearing in the paved roads, eerie plumes of steam which just rise directly from the ground, almost like the earth itself was boiling. And honestly, worst of all, silent toxic gases started leaking directly into people's homes. This unseen fire was actively, aggressively invading their safe spaces, making the very air they breathed incredibly dangerous. It's one thing to smell gas or, see some steam rising from the pavement, but this rapidly became a matter of immediate life and death. The source material tells us about this terrifying, super specific incident. One day, a young boy was just outside when the ground literally collapsed right beneath his feet. A sudden sinkhole opened up out of nowhere, revealing the searing heat and toxic air of the mine fire below, and he nearly fell right in. He miraculously survived, thank goodness, but man, that was the ultimate wake-up call for the community. That was the exact moment residents collectively realized the ground beneath them was just no longer stable. The town is becoming way too dangerous to live in. So, how does a town actually just cease to exist? Well, the U.S. government eventually had to step in. They offered to buy out properties and relocate families to safety. And this led to the deeply heartbreaking reality of people having to pack up generations of memories and leave their homes behind forever. One by one, the streets emptied out. Finally, the houses were physically demolished just to make absolutely sure no one could return to the danger zone. As the bulldozers rolled in and nature began reclaiming all those empty lots, Centralia painfully turned into a ghost town. Though, surprisingly enough, a tiny handful of incredibly resilient residents actually refused to leave their fractured town behind. But you want to know the most unsettling part of this entire mystery? The underground fire is actually still burning. Right now, literally as you are listening to this explainer, the earth beneath Centralia is on fire. This wasn't just some disaster that happened, got successfully put out, and then faded into history. No, it never actually stopped. It's alive. It's continuously eating through those massive veins of coal deep beneath the surface, completely untamed by decades of human intervention. In fact, experts predict this underground fire could continue to burn for hundreds of years. Hundreds! Because the coal veins are so remarkably extensive, providing this seemingly endless supply of fuel and oxygen, this subterranean inferno could easily outlast us all. Think about that. A fire that started from a simple, routine trash burn back in 1962 is literally projected to burn for centuries to come. It's wild. It all brings us to a really profound realization. Sometimes the biggest disasters begin with the absolute smallest mistakes. Just a routine, everyday decision to burn a little bit of trash in a landfill completely transformed a thriving, happy American community into one of the world's most famous ghost towns. It's a pretty powerful reminder of just how fragile our environments can be and really just how quickly things can spiral entirely out of our control.
So, knowing the history, knowing the danger, and knowing that the fire is still raging under the dirt right this very second, would you spend a single night in America's burning ghost town? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you think you'd brave the heat. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and make sure to follow for more unbelievable true stories that we